Have you ever thought about how a young man with a colorful robe, prophetic dreams, and an engaging plot changed the course of a family? Welcome to the story of Joseph of Egypt, from slave to prince. Get ready, because this story will take you through a whirlwind of emotions, revealing not only the secrets of the past, but also powerful lessons for the present. Let's unravel the incredible saga of Joseph of Egypt. From slave to prince, this story is more than an ancient narrative. It is a true epic of overcoming, betrayal, and above all, redemption. I know you won't want to miss a single second of this epic narrative, so stay tuned, because the story of Joseph of Egypt will stir your emotions. Now, Joseph, the young dreamer, was one of Jacob's sons, a man of faith, father of 12 children from 4 notable women. But among all these sons, one young man stands out, a diamond among Jacob's jewels. Joseph, Rachel's beloved son, is one of the sons of Jacob's old age. Genesis 37, verse 3. From his earliest years, Jose showed a wisdom that transcended his years. His unusual maturity and generous heart made him stand out among his brothers. Imagine a young man with vision beyond the ordinary, ready to unravel the mysteries of life. And then, as an expression of his special love, Jacob decides to present Joseph with a colorful tunic. This garment was not just a mere cloth, it was a tangible symbol of Jacob's preference for Joseph. Ah, the famous colorful tunic, bright as a rainbow, which would become the starting point for a plot full of twists and turns. But what happens when a father's love manifests itself in such a visible way? Tension begins to build between the brothers. Jealous looks, whispers of discontent. Jacob's preference for Joseph creates a climate of rivalry that serves as the initial spark for the fire that spreads in this intriguing story. Genesis 37:4 says that his brother hated him and could no longer speak to him peacefully. What else is in store in this surprising plot? Come find out. In the dream world of Jose, the young man who saw beyond the horizon, in his nights, grandiose visions revealed themselves. Dreams that were not just imagination, but divine messages. One of them involved sheaves of wheat, a field, and a twist that would leave everyone astonished. Genesis 37:7. Joseph tells his dream, "Behold, we were tying sheaves in the middle of the field, and behold, my sheaf rose up, and it also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves surrounded him and bowed themselves to my sheaf." The other, even bolder, had stars bowing down before Jose, an indication of the singular destiny that awaited him. And Joseph dreamed another dream and told it to his brothers and said, "Behold, I had yet another dream, and behold, the sun and the moon and 11 stars bowed down to me." Genesis 37:9. When Joseph told his parents and his brothers about this dream, Jacob asked him, "What is this dream you had? Shall we, your mother and I and your brothers, bow down to you on the ground?" Genesis 37:10. But not everyone appreciated the grandeur of these dreams. The brothers, blinded by envy, saw these visions as presumption. The sheaves of wheat rising up while theirs bowed before Joseph, and the stars prostrating themselves before him, were interpreted as affronts, not as divine promises. Envy, the poisonous seed planted in the hearts of brothers. And so, amid the darkness of this treacherous emotion, the brothers begin to hatch a dark plan. A plot that would culminate in the sale of Jose as a slave. The story says that on one occasion, Joseph's brothers were pasturing in Shechem, and Joseph went to bring them supplies. When the brothers saw him, the memory of the dreams came to the surface, stirring their feelings, and they even planned to kill him. But they did not. In doing so, they decided to sell him as a slave. Joseph, dressed in his multicolored tunic, was thrown into a well. The tears of betrayal mix with the dark waters as Jose's life takes an unexpected turn. What does destiny have in store for this young dreamer? Where will the road of betrayal take you? This is just the tip of the iceberg in our immersive journey. And that colorful tunic, once a symbol of love, is stained with blood and used as an instrument of deception for Jacob, a lie that plunges the father into the deepest sadness. Imagine the young dreamer, now a slave in Egypt, far from his family, far from everything he knew. The weight of sadness accompanied him at every step. However, even in the face of adversity, Jose did not lose his faith. He faced the unknown with courage, keeping hope alive in his heart. This journey from slave to governor teaches us about resilience and confidence in dark times. Joseph is bought by Potiphar, a high-ranking official in Egypt. The young slave stands out not only for his appearance, but for his integrity and wisdom. Potiphar, impressed, entrusts him with significant responsibilities, revealing a surprising turn in Joseph's fortunes. However, the plot thickens again. Potiphar's wife set her eyes on Joseph and said, "Lie with me." Genesis 39:7. Even though he refused, once again Joseph is unjustly accused. Because while running away from Potiphar's wife, he let his cloak fall, Joseph is thrown into the dungeons, prison, a place of shadows and despair, but even there, Jose continues to prosper. His unique ability to interpret dreams, a divine gift that transcends the bars of his cell, draws attention. Behold, opportunity knocks on Joseph's door. His gift of interpreting dreams is requested by the pharaoh himself, a hearing that would not only release him from prison, but also launch him on a path to government. Jose, the young dreamer, is now about to assume a monumental role in history. Then he sent Pharaoh to call Joseph, and they made him leave the prison immediately, and he shaved and changed his clothes and presented himself to Pharaoh. Genesis 41:14. After interpreting Pharaoh's dreams, Joseph advised him, "Therefore let Pharaoh now secure a man of understanding and wisdom, and set him over the land of Egypt." Pharaoh do this and set governors over the land, and take the fifth part of the land of Egypt in the 7 years of plenty, and gather together all the food of these good years that come, and heap up the wheat under the hand of Pharaoh for food in the cities, and keep it. This will be the food to supply the land for the 7 years of famine that will be in the land of Egypt, lest the land perish with famine. And this word was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of all his servants. Genesis 41:33-37. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, "Shall we find such a man as this, in whom is the Spirit of God?" Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has made you know all this, there is no one as understanding and wise as you. You will be over my house, and through your mouth all my people will rule. Only on the throne will I be greater than you." And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, "See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt." And Pharaoh took the ring from his hand, and put it on Joseph's hand, and made him clothe him with fine linen clothes, and put a golden necklace around his neck. And he made him get into the second chariot that he had. And they cried out before him, "Kneel." So he set him over all the land of Egypt. Genesis 41:38-43. Joseph was the age of 30 years when he presented himself to Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from Pharaoh and passed through all the land of Egypt. Genesis 41:46. Pharaoh named Joseph Zaphanath-Paneah and gave him Asenath, daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, to wife. 2 sons were born to Joseph before the year of famine came. And Asenath, daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bore him. And he called his firstborn Manasseh Joseph. For he said, "God hath made me forget all my labor and all my father's house." And the second he called Ephraim, for he said, "God made me grow up in the land of my affliction." Genesis 41:50-52. We now move forward years in history. Joseph's brothers, gripped by hunger, are drawn to Egypt in search of relief. Here, the plot gains intensity as Jose's life and that of his brothers intertwine once again. The brothers, now hungry and desperate, leave Canaan and go up to Egypt to buy food for their families. They meet Joseph, but they do not recognize him. He, in turn, sees in them not just hungry men, but the faces of past betrayal. Jose, emotionally shaken, reaches a crucial point. He reveals his true identity, and at that moment, the room is charged with emotion. The brothers realize that the governor of Egypt is, in fact, the brother they sold into slavery. Redemption, which seemed impossible, is now in sight. The plot reaches its climax when Jose, amid tears, decides to forgive, an act of forgiveness that transcends the pain of the past. Reconciliation begins to blossom, and family ties, once broken, begin to repair. But Jose doesn't stop there. he makes a surprising request to his brothers to bring his father and his entire family to Egypt, an offer of love and forgiveness, showing that even after years of suffering, Jose's desire is to see his family reunited and in peace. It is here, in this chapter of redemption, that we understand that Joseph's story goes beyond a simple narrative. It is a powerful lesson about forgiveness, reconciliation, and the transformative power of love. Joseph's story from slave to prince is about to reach its thrilling climax. The culmination of our journey comes when Jacob, moved, blesses Joseph. This scene is loaded with meaning, as we see a father who overcame pain and betrayal and now recognizes the greater purpose behind the entire story, a blessing that echoes gratitude to God for his mercy. Jacob, looking back on his life, reflects on the ups and downs, the joys and pains. He recognizes that even in the darkest moments, God was present, weaving each event into a divine plan of redemption and victory. And so, dear viewers, we conclude this incredible saga of Joseph of Egypt, a journey that goes beyond betrayal and suffering, revealing an epic divine plan of redemption. This story, initially marked by a colorful tunic and the tears of a well, became a testimony of faith, forgiveness, and triumph. Don't leave yet, because the lessons in this story are like precious pearls. We learn about resilience in the face of adversity, the importance of forgiveness, and how love can transcend the greatest betrayals. A narrative that echoes through the centuries, touching our hearts and inspiring us to move forward, no matter the circumstances. If you were moved by this powerful story, don't forget to like, share with your friends, and subscribe so you don't miss our next transformative narratives. Thank you for following this journey. And until the next one, where more extraordinary stories await to inspire us.